All right, well, this is the final video. Anybody that's watched all my other build videos on my van realized I was in Arizona, over in Chandler. Right now, I'm currently at I think it's called Lassen Volcanic National Park Forest. Basically, it's a little south of Redding in California. And here's the build. I want to kind of find a decent place. It's still snow. Anyway, it's beautiful out here. I stopped in to get something to eat, chill out, and then get back to Seattle. Again, that is the Lassen Volcanic National Park. So I'm going to head up to, I'm not going to Redding. I'm going to go up to north through there. Anyway, that being said, and I got some notes. I'm going to take some notes here. Well, I already took notes. So build up. Yeah, so I kind of made some little notes here to let you know. It's going to be a little long this time. Maybe not that long. Maybe 15 minutes. Maybe less. You can always go back and look at the other videos. So, get a beverage. Take a seat. Do whatever you do to take a look at some of these things. To summarize and explain the build-up, you see the previous videos. Remember this. This is non-profit. I'm not trying to make money on this, and I don't care if you see the plate because it's registered to a P.O. box. So you can't find me anyway. Not a P.O. box, but a regular mailbox service. You guys should look at some other videos about getting mail because I went through some serious issues down in Seattle. Lost my bank card. And it's just, maybe I'll even leave another video on that later. But anyway, non-profit. I'm not making money on this. It's not the point. The point is to share ideas and just let you see the build when it's done. Now remember, it's not 100% done, like done, like I'm happy with everything. No. Anybody that's been in this lifestyle as far as nomad and van building and living the van lifestyle, and I mean van lifestyle. I don't mean living in a $130,000 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter with a $40,000, an $80,000 van, and what do you call it? A $40,000 build. This is not who this is for. Okay, this is for the people who got a $5,000 van and put $5,000 into it. This van currently has 265,000 miles on it. I've done immaculate on maintenance. I mean, I'm telling you, from front to back, literally from front, bumper to bumper. New brakes, rotors. I'm not even going to get into it right now because that's not what this video is all about. All I'm trying to say is I've had this since February 21, and I've probably put $15,000 in mechanical maintenance on it, but it runs on propane. That said, let me go back to my notes. Non-profit. Take away from what you will. Leave whatever. The video is mainly, it's all for just information. So this is an opening statement, so to speak. So I've watched hundreds of videos and trashed most. And I don't mean trash as it gave negative statements. I mean, just, I don't like that. But there is some stuff that, hey, that was pretty cool. I like that. So, as trash most, as far as ideas, the ideas I used were mostly mine, but stemmed from others and their builds. So, the whole idea, really, this is where I look at it, is if you get into a good community, a good positive community, the whole idea is about sharing ideas, okay? And looking, I went to the RTR, Rubber Tramp Rendezvous down in Quartzsite in the middle of January. That's what, I was leaving Washington basically to get out of the rain and the cold. And I'm carpenter by trade, but now I'm in the pressure washing business. And if anybody knows anything about the Northwest, pressure washing sucks in the cold. I don't do cold. I hate the cold weather. Anyway, at my age, the whole idea was for me to go up north, which I did from Arizona after 20 years, get some carpentry work, which I did because they pay really well, up in the mid-30s for journeyman, not union. Anyway, get the van and then travel and get into my own business and then do remodeling work. Anyway, they kind of fell off and went a different route and ended up getting a pressure washer. Got into business. Was going to do handyman work with my business partner, but ended up doing something different. Anyway, get back on track. In conclusion of this opening statement, and I don't want to sound like an asshole, so if you got soft and thin skin, if you're soft emotionally, then just turn it off right now, because this is what I'm going to say. I care not what you think. And then I'm going to come back, well, sort of. The negative ones can go suck. But the positives, thank you. But if you have great criticism and you want to be critique in such a way, hey, I would have done this, or I can do something different, or check out, you ever thought about that? I could do that. But anybody out there who's got an attitude problem, and well, you want you to do that for it, and what you do that for it? Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's an attitude. You know what? Go screw yourself. And that's just my personality, because I'll tell you the way it is. Now, let me push forward. All said, let's see, all that said, here goes. All right, so now I'm going to go with the outside. So now you can tell I'm in travel. Anybody that looked at the previous videos, so this here is the 2x10 I put up there for additional storage should it ever be needed. And then the lights, I guess I should start over in the driver's side, but I want to do the top first. So I got 100-watt solar panel here that I got from Harbor Freight. Another one right here. I have my max fan for 200. I put it up on a roof rack, which I bought off Facebook. You can go back in time and take a look at that. That was, what was that? I was going to get it for 75 bucks. I got it for 50 because they're supposed to have 3 and I had 2. Then I ran the unistrut across there, mounted the first one there. Anyway, you get the idea. I bought the basket right here from Harbor Freight, which ended up being perfect in width. So we mounted it right down through the unistrut. Worked out perfect. Then I got some extra overload from when I first came down here. But what the point, let me give you a little example here. What's in there? I got winter clothes and stuff like this because obviously I came down in January from Washington. Over here in the cooler was my spare cooler, which I was using before I got my 12-volt cooler. But that's just all my blankets. Anybody wants to steal it, fine. Fuck it, keep it. I don't care. You know, you really want to steal it that bad? It's no skin on my back. Anyway, this here I picked up at a thrift store. This is extra tarp. And he got the old school 70s tent rods in there. And then the guy gave me that, and he also gave me this big ass tarp. I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's got to be 40 by 80, literally. I didn't want to get rid of it because I don't know. So I'm going to pack it and take it with me. All right, so now, where do I start? I think I start on the driver's side, huh? So, driver's side. I got this a while back. I love this. I've got this mount for my tablet. I use this for my maps, this for my phone. My phone is set up through my stereo so I can watch movies, podcasts, YouTube, all this kind of stuff. And then over here, I've got my maps. Now, here's where it gets good. Well, not good, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to call it the cockpit. This is the cooler. And so right now it's still facing towards the outside, which is all right. I think it's better that way anyway, but when I get back around, and by the way, I just got done cooking some stuff, so that's what that is. And this is where I drain or dry my dishes and whatnot. I had an issue a while back over here. I think somebody tried to break into my van, and I probably anticipated that. But I went ahead and it was all scarred up, and they wanted to try to pry in. But I have a tracker system and an alarm system. And I have these installed because back in May of 2022. We tried to steal my van. They actually took it. They stole it. And I got it recovered. So then I went ahead and got these put on. And I have puck locks to deter that. Then I went ahead and put I still have the old school. This isn't really that good because when you look at it, you can see aluminum or the foil. People know if you've been a nomad or van, you know when you look at something like this, oh yeah, he's nomad. Same thing here. Anyway, let's get back to the driver's side. This still works. This is for my main window right here. Then I've got some fold out stuff. Probably could show you. Let me do this. This is something that I picked up off of the RTR. Watch this. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. See that? Magnets. These little bad boys, man, they are super strong. So I pre-cut this out to fit. I mean, they are super strong. So I put one of those when I'm going down for the night. One there, one on the other side, and then put this. If it's at night, I put black side out. And during the day, I put the sun shield side out. So that handles that. I got the milk crates with the band. And I actually built this specifically so I could get these between the seats. And if you look, I got a bunch of crap in here. Not crap, it's just all needed. Travel stuff. Although I would recommend some form of defense. That's the Berna. Costs about $350. Case costs about $50, but it's worth it. Let me just show you real quick. I don't want to, that's not the point. But this is a pepper ball gun. This is the regular, it's not the pepper ball here. Let me show you. No, I took it out earlier, so I didn't. This is the kinetic. And then these are this got the police grade pepper in it. But anyway, that's what I use for that. I know some people, oh, you gotta get a real gun. Yeah, you're right, I do. But guess what? I'm not gonna do the details. I haven't got that taken care of, if you know what I mean. All right, anyway, first aid kit. Let me get this pulled back here. Let me go forward. Show this wall that I built. I put a 2x4 here, which is like a ledger, which holds my complete first aid kit, which I'm not sure if you're dying, it would help you, but it's going to cover a bunch of stuff. And then this is my jump box. Inside of here, I have a jump box from Harbor Freight, $100. And then here is my scale I use to fill up my green tanks. And then, believe it or not, in case somebody else locks their keys in the vehicle, this is one of the lockout kits you can buy online on Amazon. I think it's like $25-30. So I got that. And then, yeah, umbrella. Not just need an umbrella, because if it's raining, you're not from Washington. If you use an umbrella in Washington, you're not from Washington. Anyway, my jackery's up there. I'll show you on the other side. Laptop's up there in my case. And then I use the shiplap. If you've seen my previous videos, you've seen that. I use my hanging speaker, which is really nice. I like it. I got it for $50. So that way, if I want to listen to YouTube stuff, I don't want to be sucking it off just the volume on my phone, and I don't want my key put on or on the accessory because it runs out the battery. So I use that. Then my jackery over here, so that handles all that. Well, I guess I'm going that way. So let me come around the opposite way. I was going to go around the back. You guys know about all this. Solar panel. I'll get to the back. Let me do this. So, remember I told you I thought I got broke into, and I was already part of the plan, was to put this drape up over it, even though, I mean, I'd probably take the drape down when I'm camping full time, but really no need to. Really, this is the old saying, keep the honest. I got that cloth from a thrift store that sells by the pound, which matches basically the green color. Okay. So this is what I did here too. Let me show you here. I know this is like archaic, but a bunch of wires and everything you need, like extra light, all your, I mean, because everybody, it seems to me like all these manufacturers want different connections on everything. So you got lights here. I got my solar charger here for my phone and some other stuff, miscellaneous things. Bag, work boots, believe it or not, I have to go to work, or I do work. I carry 4 types of, how you say, footwear. Work boots, tennis shoes, banging around sandals. And then I do have a nice pair of sandals that I got at the same yard sale. Pretty nice. $7. I love yard sales. And anybody that doesn't like yard sales is stupid. I'm telling you, why pay full price when if you're thrifty and you know what you're looking for, you can do it. All right, anyway. So, oh yeah. This is a tripod chair here, like a fold-out kind. And then this is another little tripod, but the hard style. And then this is just the old-fashioned camp style short chair that I use. The point is that you could be somewhere, and if you want to be neighborly, so to speak, and you know, if you want to sit on the ground, sit on the ground. That's fine with me, but I can always offer an extra chair. That's what I'm saying. What else? I mean, that pretty much does the front. Did the Jackery 500, and it's been great. I do charge from here to here, and then I use this plug-in for my refrigerator into here, into the cooler. Depends on what the cloud cover is like. And I do have this right here, which comes from my solar, or from my batteries, and my house batteries in the back. So that goes into here. Where am I at? Right there. It just depends on how my charging is going. So I can keep an idea. And you can't see, you got to use, probably can you see it? I don't know. Anyway, I use a combination of the both. So this is where I'm going right here. My buddy decided he helped me with all the electrical. So this is my monitoring system. This is really nice. Lets me know how much juice I have in there, what's going in, what's going out, which is really cool. Put this back up here. And I do want to say this. The build is in what they call fluid mode. And you know what I mean by that, right? Even though it's brand new, everything's not done. All right, she like this too. And I know I haven't done the doors yet, but I'm still considering what I want to do for the door covering. I don't know if I want to go with wood because I like the metal. I mean, as far as being able to magnets and stuff. This here on the doors, the windows, my buddy knows how to run a CNC. He works for a company where we're going to get some metal. We're going to end up doing is just taking this glass all the way off and getting some 3/16 or some 1/4 inch. We're going to go ahead and clean it up, cut it exactly like the window, and then weld or tack weld some studs onto it. Like instead of using a through bolt, we'll put some studs, put it through. And that way we can bolt it right on. And more for security than anything. So where am I at here? Oh yeah. So let me do this. I'm still working on the idea of how to keep this thing from sliding in and out. And this, there we go. Got to get an idea of what's going on over here. That's the cooler. I just put this up here because now I'm getting in cooler weather. I'm out of Arizona. You don't need it during the day, but in the early morning and the evenings, it's just a fast grab, just an easy hook. I may change it, whatever. I mean, it's the hook for the curtain. And I put the curtain up so that when you go into a convenience store or you go into the grocery store and, you know, you leave your shit exposed, so to speak. You know what I'm talking about? Check it out. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. You got to look at this. When you look in and you can see all the way down and see what's inside. So I put that up so you can't really see. I mean, smart people will probably know what's up, but you still, the whole idea of keeping the honest, right? Although I have this black curtain here, right here, that I will use these, that one and that one, and I will drop this down and pin it up from here to there. And that way the only thing they can see is through this window. If you're walking around, you can't see anything inside. But you can see in here. I mean, you'll be able to see through. But it depends on how long I'm in the store. If I know I'm only going in for 10 or 15 minutes, in and out real quick, I'll probably get away with not putting this up. But this is my life. Anybody understands what I'm talking about? If you get ripped off, you're screwed. This would take me off at my knees. This would be a freaking catastrophe. And I have full coverage insurance. But still, by the way, yeah, fire extinguisher. So now we'll get into some of the guts. I'm not going to get too detailed, but water pump is back here. Everything's directly hooked in. Look at my previous videos for how I structured all this out. I'm still using a bin for clothes, which is just easier for me. These are clothes. These are work clothes. These are underwear and socks because I change those out a lot. Because if you don't want to take a shower every day, that's fine. You could use wet wipes, which is what I do. But man, you got to change the drawers, especially, I don't know about women, but guys, man. Yeah, women and guys. All people should change the drawers out at least every other day. So here's my dirty clothes, but put this up here. The shirts I use most, t-shirts, I cycle those out at least. It depends on what the day is like. If it's cold, if I'm sweaty or whatever, I'll change a shirt out every 3 days. Maybe every other day. My keyboard, I want to get ready to start doing lessons. I'm going to take them online. This is some other stuff here, shirt stuff for business. Anyway, the mattress under here gives me about 2 foot wide, which I wrote this down. Let me show you this. My mattress is 75 inches wide, 24 inches wide, 75 inches long, which is close, and I'm only 5'6". Fold out table, power strip, which is basically plugged in straight to my inverter. But this is cool. My buddy set this up for me. This is really nice. He cut this piece of plastic. He cut it on the CNC. And so these are dead right now, but they're open for if I want to put more stuff in. This is my USB and whatever the other connection is for plugging in your chargeable items. This right here turns on and off my inverter from the back. Watch, see, look. See this? See? Right there. Then I have another one here. That's cool. This turns on my water. And this is a blank for right now, so if I want to turn on some other stuff, we're good. So I'm going to turn these off. I don't want to suck out or anything if I don't need it. Got the sink going on. You look at my previous videos, how that went in. I got the fan to blow some air around. Got the max fan up top. I got to redo this, but you know, a little towel holder. You get the idea, a little ledge. It's a little tight, but it's not bad. All right, I don't know what else to say. You got the clothes rod, which I use these. They're cheap, but the thing about it is I can go like this, or I can go like that. Eventually, though, what I'm into doing, I'll let that go, is I had a lot of food left over. So, I gotta let me take a break real quick.